The Blair Witch is one of the scariest movies I have ever seen. I know you don't actually see anything, but the thought of being lost in the woods, haunted by something you can't see but can feel its constant presence, is an idea that has always frightened me. My imagination runs wild, and what I begin to think is stalking me is more terrifying than anything that they could show on TV. Well, that's kind of what I like about this Slenderman game with the 8 pages. This fan game available online tasks the player with finding 8 pages in an enclosed area of the woods. You are only equipped with a flashlight, and the lighting is done really well. It lights up just enough that it gives you that sense of claustrophobia, as if you're trapped by endless darkness, but bright enough that you can still get a sense of where you're going. Once you find the 3rd page, an ominous tone begins to swell, and that's when the paranoia starts to set in. As you walk around looking for the remaining pages, the game gets more difficult. Slenderman moves closer when you're not looking, so that's already terrifying enough, but every now and then, upon turning around, you will be greeted with a jump scare sound. What I like is that he's not always up in your face, but rather off in the distance, just standing out there in the woods looking all creepy. See, and that's the thing, that's what's always scared me about the woods. Out there in the dark, the branches look a lot like arms, and trunks can look a lot like a body. So when I was watching the Blair Witch, there were many times where I swore I saw her at the window or standing hidden behind a tree. That's what terrifies me about turning around in Slenderman and seeing it standing out there in the woods. It's everything from my imagination that I fear as a child come to life in video game form. To make matters worse, a lot of the areas are small enclosed spaces, so you just know something is waiting to pop up to get you inside. Losing in the game occurs if you let Slenderman sneak up on you, so you constantly have to watch your back to prevent him from moving too close. There's no way to actually beat the game, as once you collect the 8 pages, the game goes quiet and eerily still, much like when you started the game, until you eventually trigger the game-ending jump scare. Slenderman and the 8 pages is a simple game. It doesn't have flashy graphics, nor does it have a lot of content. You just run around and find 8 pages while trying not to trigger a jump scare. But I wanted to bring it up during Halloween month, because while I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of the game as some other people are online, it did leave a strong impression, and every time I look at it, even though it doesn't look realistic, I feel a sense of dread. A feeling that while I know now as an adult stemmed from a world of fiction and imagination, as a child it was a real fear. There really was something following me and stalking me all those nights ago as I camped out in the mountains when I was a young child. The face I saw peering through the car window as I slept when I had gone camping with my family was a monster looking to steal me away. I woke up that morning trying to make sense of what I saw the night before. The more I thought about it and talked about it with my parents, the more the feeling of fear washed away, much like one forgets a bad dream as the morning rolls on. It was probably just a big branch hanging over the car. We packed our bags and drove away, and I haven't really thought about it since. I grew up and left those fears behind in my childhood, but in those days, the monsters were real. The face I saw had a shape and a beard. It was a tall, long figure with sunken eyes, and it existed in my childhood. And that's Slenderman. If you want to play it, download it. It's an alright game, but that's a great accomplishment for a free game, so check it out. This is Spoil for Heroes of Fandom, and we'll be back with more dank spoopy games for Halloween month.